This is Matt Parker Tutorial Services, and today we're saying no! Now, the reason why we're saying no is because students have asked me for a video on something really basic. So I took a deep breath and I said, you know what? Here we are at Matt Parker Tutorial Services, being responsive to students' needs, providing tutorials for students, providing administrative help to teachers and some good ideas perhaps, and there to help businesses get their IT systems off the ground. So, you know, help is part of what we do, and so I couldn't really get out of it, to be honest. So I'm going to show you today how to do something that's a bit basic, but I'm going to show you how to do a little bit of debugging at the same time, a little bit of troubleshooting. And today, of course, you're going to want to know what you're doing, and today you're going to learn how to make a form in Access. How basic is that? You know, my computing students are learning SQL, my IT students are learning Access, and I'm taking a deep sigh. But never mind, this is what we do at Matt Parker Tutorial Services. We're there to help businesses, especially businesses who need IT systems that work, that they've not spent too much money on, and that they can customize themselves, and that they can kind of use that money to grow the business. Because we're here for small businesses, we're here for the little man in general and little woman, we're here for small businesses, we're here for students, we're here to help teachers get that creative space so they don't have to waste time on administration. So we're here to help them with tracking systems as well, to be totally fair. Anyway, the subject of today is how to make a form in Access. Now, I've shown you in previous lessons how to make an order form in Access, okay? But then one of the students said, I want to know how to make a regular form. I thought, okay then. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a basic form, okay, for a basic table. So if I pop this table into Design View, you'll see deliberately I've only got a few fields. In fact, I shouldn't have that field there really, so I'm going to delete it off, because that's what's going to go in later. Because what I'm going to show you how to do is make a form, and then you'll go, oh, I need an extra field, and I'm going to show you how to drag one off, how to move the fields around, how to set the sizes, how to change the colour, a few things on forms, command buttons maybe. My time limit, yeah, I'd like to do it in 7 minutes. You know, that's the target, 7 minutes. Anyway, before I start my 7 minutes and start sucking my teeth, etc., I'd just like to wish my daughter Sophia a happy birthday. It's her 16th birthday tomorrow, and I hope to see her. My daughter Layla, she's 18. She finishes sixth form soon. My daughter Sophia finishes school soon, and my best one, my most gorgeous one, my most beautiful Nadia, is still stuck at school for another 2 years at least. Never mind. Today, on this beautiful sunny day in the south of England, which is the best part of England, you'll be glad to hear me say, except for Manchester, of course, because Manchester is the centre of the universe. Time to do this form. So I'm going to base it on this very simple table. You'll notice it hasn't got many fields in. I've picked that table deliberately. Let's close the table. You have to close the table because otherwise Access won't be able to make the form. Now, I'm showing you how to do this in Access 2013. So we click on the Create button. I can't believe I've been asked to do this. Click on Form Wizard, and then we drop all our fields in. Now, columnar is when you want to display one record at a time. Tabular is when you want to display multiple records at a time. So I normally tell students the person or employee or student table, whatever it is, that will be columnar. The product table, similarly, will be columnar. And the order table will be columnar. However, the order product or the order line table, they'll always be in tabular, okay, because you're displaying multiple records at once. Anyway, we're displaying one record at a time, so we're going to stick in columnar. We're going to click next. We're going to use the proper naming convention. Remember, guys, it's FRM for a form, QRY for a query, TBL for a table, MCR for a macro. Now, once I've done that, I'm going to click finish. And you're saying to me, well, that was easy. Well, it wasn't easy this morning, guys. However, you'll notice this form's a bit of a mess, and we've got these buttons down here. I'm going to show you how to straighten these things out. Okay, firstly, okay, you all know you can get rid of this by doing that, and we can bring it back by doing that. That's all good. I'm going to stick this into Design View by right-clicking and going to Design View. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight everything there, and you can see in there, I'm just going to move those out of the way, and I'm going to move them out of the way a bit more. Now you'll notice for some obscure reason, okay, it's made surname really big, and we're not happy with that. at all. So what we're going to do is these two fields here are going to shrink. Hi, Olive.
Hi.
Okay, and Olive has said hi, even though she can hear me recording.
That what?
That's all right, Olive. I've wished everybody a happy birthday. It's live now, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so say hello.
Hello.
Olive is, do you know what? She's gorgeous. And she's a star. Beautiful presence to have around the place. Okay, and she's going like, oh yeah, she knows she's gorgeous. Anyway, so glad her husband, who is an athlete, is far away from here and can't beat me senseless. Anyway, I'm going to shrink this field. Now, the thing is, you'll notice that surname and forename have distorted in the same way. So if I hold down the control key, I can multiple select them and I can shrink them both at the same time by the same amount. And there we go. That looks a little bit better. Now, the reason why that field, okay, for postcode has come out like that is because we used a caption in the order in the table design. Okay, but that's not a problem. Now I can scooch these guys along. Okay, I haven't used the control key. I just highlighted them all at the same time. And I'm just going to drag this out like that. Okay, that looks really boring. So if I right click an area of free space, I can fill in the background colour. So I'm going to pick a nice light blue. And then I'm going to highlight the fields. Now you notice the fields have kind of gone a bit invisible. So I'm going to highlight them. And again, I'm going to put the font colour in a nice bright red. I can click on the Home tab and I can bold it. And that makes it stand out a little bit better. And of course, using the same tools, facilities and techniques, I can change the other things as well. Now, any validation that I've put on the table will of course apply here. If there was a drop down arrow here in the table, it would appear here as well. Now, that's not it though. Okay, you might have made your form and you've gone, oops, I should have put in an extra field. Not a problem. We're going to close down the form and we're going to save it. Okay, and then I'm going to right click my table and go into design view. I'm then going to add a picture field, right? Because I want a picture of my employees. Always reluctant to do this with students because some people abuse it. Okay, so I'm going to put in a picture. Now, there's a couple of little configuration things you're going to have to be aware of. You must understand that there's a difference between that's the form for data entry. This is the form when it's in design view and it can be modified. You'll notice the field list has automatically appeared. I'll get rid of that. If you click add existing fields, this will be the same for queries, by the way. They'll automatically appear. Now I'm going to make a bit more space on the form. The form footer you only use when I tell you to, guys. So I'm going to drag that field off for the picture and it's made it nice and small. Okay, now a beautiful little tool to use is, if you click on home, is the format painter. So I'm going to click inside here, I'm going to click on format painter and then I'm going to paint that like that, and you get the idea anyway. I'm going to resize this object. Now, if you don't do what I'm showing you to do in a minute, you're going to complain about your picture. So I'm going to make this up to the grid. And obviously, it's going to pick a picture of a person. Most of the time, they're a bit square. So I'm going to make that a bit square. I'm going to highlight in here again. And I'm going to just tidy this up with the format painter. And again, you know, repetition. You know, in education, it's gone out of fashion. But I'll tell you this much now. Repetition actually works. Now, it's good practice. It's very good practice to get that bit right, but it's not going right. It doesn't matter for now. I'll drag that up because anything to do with the ID is good practice to stick that in the header out of the way. So I'm going to just click inside here again. Click on my format painter because I'm determined to get this bit right. And never mind, later on. Now, I'm going to click out the field list and I want to make this picture automatically resize. Thank you, Olive. Don't forget to close the door really loudly. Right then, I'm going to right click this object and I'm going to go to the properties. Now, if you can see, there should be one that says, if I click on all, there should be one that says clip size, size mode. There we are. So click on format and then size mode and we'll make that stretch. And when you do that, any picture that I paste in form view will automatically fit in that little box. Okay, so I'm quite happy with my form now. I'm going to click it into form view and you can see that we've got these horrible little buttons and we've got this. Now we don't need this. This is known as a record selector. We don't need it at all. So what I'm going to do is I'll go back into design view again. 7 minutes must be up now. Now, and what you'll want to do is you want to put in some buttons. Now, these do not always work and sometimes you have to record macros manually. I like to put these in the footer and you're going to do ones which mirror what you've got down below. So I'm going to put in big buttons. I'm going to do these 4, that one, and then the form operation, the close form button, I would put on the top right hand corner. But for now, I'm just going to do one record navigation button so that you can actually see it working. And there you go. Now, just so that you know that all the buttons through with record navigation and saving can go at the bottom. I would, if I was you, I'd stick the other one. Okay, I'd stick the close form and the save record at the top. So I'm going to put a close form one at the top. Very important. Okay, and it's a form operation and it's closed form. Leave it on the door because you want one to compact and repair the database later. Okay, so next, finish, and I've got my little door. Just right click it and let's have a look at what that looks like. It's looking gorgeous. However, we've still got this record selector and we've still got this navigation thing, and we don't want that. So when you've finished all the buttons, you then go and click inside here and you go to record selectors and navigation buttons and you make them say no, just like we did on the order form. And when you do that, that will give you a nice clean looking form. Now, I'm going to save that. I'm going to show you that in operation. Okay. Now, I'm going to put a picture of my person in there. So I'm just going to quickly go on Google and I'm going to find a picture of a random person. Okay. Now, I'm going to type in a random person and I'm going to get an image. And I'll have this guy here with the bald head. I think he's very beautiful. And I'm going to copy that image. Now, when I go to the database, notice that the database is now in a format where it stores records. So I'm going to click inside the box. Okay, and I'm going to paste it. And you'll notice it automatically resizes and fits the box. And if I was to go to the next record, let's say I was to go to record number 2, or rather not, I was to click in there and go to find and go to record 2. You'll notice that I don't have somebody for record 2. If I go back and I find and I go to record 1, okay, Oliver's doing her best to pack as loudly as possible, by the way. Okay, and there we go. Okay, we have now got a completed form. Your form, I've shown you how to adapt so that you can put pictures in. Now, don't forget to crinkle that paper, Olive. Okay, you've got navigation buttons in there as well. Okay, you have got rid of the record selectors and the navigators. Now I'm going to find somewhere nice and safe to click X, which signifies that the recording is ended.
Bye.
That's it. Goodbye, Olive.
Bye.
That's it. Okay then, happy birthday to Sophia. Hoping to see you soon, Layla, Sophia and Nadia. And that's it. Matt Parker Tutorial Services, there to help students with the coursework, there to help teachers with the admin, there to help small businesses get off the ground without being inconvenienced by large software costs. That's it. Thanks for listening.